Good afternoon, members. Hello? Can you hear me? Good afternoon. Can people hear me?
Good afternoon. We hear you louder.
Yes, we are hearing you.
There's someone who's making noise for us. I don't know what noise is making. Please mute yourselves. Mute your mics. I don't want to compete with the people's voices. Okay, just one person to tell me whether I'm clear enough, whether you can hear me.
You're clear.
And can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay, where I am, the network is not all that the best, but we shall try our best. So,
But for me, I'm not seeing the screen.
you're not seeing the screen? Is anyone seeing the screen?
Not seeing.
Yes, we are seeing human behavior psychology.
But why is someone saying he's not seeing the screen?
Some people's network maybe, but me, I'm seeing.
Okay, that's good. Do we have any students of Kampala Online, Kampala campus?
Yes, sir, we have.
Yes, we are here. We are here.
Okay, that's great because I was
Those some
wondering
have failed to join.
why have they failed to join?
They are telling me they are communicating in the group that is telling them invalid ID. Maybe they entered wrongly. I've told them to re-enter the ID correctly.
Yeah, have you given them the link?
Yeah, I've shared the link multiple times.
Okay, good enough. My online lectures, I record them. In case someone misses a lecture which is online, you can always get it from my YouTube channel. Just go to YouTube and put my name is Richard Kauma. You always, even this one after, I'm going to post it there.
Okay, sir.
Richard Kauma.
Yeah, when you go to YouTube, just put there Richard Kauma. You'll find there my lectures. They're always recorded. Okay. I think we can begin. Yes. Okay.
Yes, sir.
We are doing BCDF. I have already had this with the day students, but hopefully, let me repeat it for the weekend students. I'm going to repeat the same lecture. This we had it with the day students. So we are students of BCDF, that is Bachelor of Science in Cyber Security and Digital Forensics, right? Now, when you look at that course, it is one of the newest courses that we have which are marketable. Why is it being marketable now and why is it on demand? Because we have so many crimes which are committed using the computer, but even the judges, they are stuck with them. I can urge you to go, some of your police officers online, but you have never read even the police report. So now I urge you, those of you who have not read the police security report for the year 2024 and year 2025, you go and read that report. Specifically look for that part which has to do with cyber crimes, cyber security crimes. You can go there. There's some statistics. They are showing how many cases have been reported, how many cases have been resolved, and how many cases they have failed to resolve. When you look at those statistics, you will discover that the cases which have failed to resolve are more than the cases which have been resolved. Why? The reason is we have very few cybersecurity experts who can help the police, who can help the courts of law to tell that actually a person committed a crime. When we look at a cybersecurity crime, basically, we look at crimes that have been committed using Either the computer is the tool which has been used, or the computer is the target of the criminal. So either way, a computer, it is either the tool or it is the target. It is easy to tell a crime or to investigate a crime which has been committed by just a normal human being, like stealing a hen, like raping a child. Those ones are very easy. But someone can steal money from your phone and can delete all the data. He can delete all the data to kill the evidence. When you go to court, you have no evidence a person took money from your phone. And what is the court going to do for you? So that is why we have this course. That is why you have things like digital forensics. Even if someone deletes that data, if we bring an expert of digital forensics, he can recall, he can retrieve that data and says, yes, this data was deleted, but we can see that, that actually the crime was committed by such and such a person. Okay, but now it is very difficult because very few people can retrieve such data. And when the person says, my money was stolen, my land title was deleted in the Ministry of Lands, it is not there, the check on the computers, it is not there. So such things, how do we help court? So that is why we have this. So in this course, hope people you are hearing me very well. Am I audible enough?
Very loud and clear.
Okay, thank you. Now in this course, now you will discover that in this course, apart from the crimes I'm talking about, you will discover that also technology is now being used a lot. Not everybody is using technology, is using it for crime. There are so many people who are using it for the goodwill. Now, those people who are using it for the goodwill have lost morale. They are running away from technology. Someone saying, I can't keep my money on mobile money because they will steal it. So when you tell a person, you save your money on the phone, you say, I save my money on the phone. And they steal it. For me, when they send me money, I just withdraw. And at least I keep it under the pillow. You see? Now, the people who have good intentions, they are also running away from technology. Okay? Because of the wrong people. Now, the question is, if we have people who have good intentions for using technology, I'm posing a question for you people to tell me. If you're having people who have goodwill to use technology, why do we have those who have bad intentions? Why are they there? Do you understand my question? Has anyone understood? Can reply me?
Maybe for financial gain.
Yes?
Hello?
I can hear you. You talk.
Yes, so I was saying that maybe for financial gain, bad actors get motivated for financial gain.
Yes, someone says for financial gains. Another one?
Yeah, I can add my voice.
Yes, please.
I can say unemployment also can cause that one too.
Unemployment, financial gains, unemployment, another one. Yeah, there are so many reasons we can give. But now, when we come to this course unit, our major concern is there. Why do people, the question is why? Actually, most of this course unit, we are going to answer the question, why do people go ahead to commit crimes using computers? Why do people go ahead to commit crimes using the computer as a target or the computer as a tool of crime, committing a crime? So that is a question which we are going to ponder on. And deep down, when you look at this question, although someone is saying for financial gains, unemployment, all of those, we can just say those are just excuses. Those are excuses. The major reason is human behavior. Human behavior is the root behind everything. Okay? Being financially constrained doesn't push you to go and steal. And I know police officers, if someone came to you and said, I stole someone's food because I didn't have money to buy food, are you going to say you are forgiven?
No.
I don't
You
think
see?
so.
You see, being poor doesn't give you an excuse to steal, doesn't give you an excuse to commit crime. Being unemployed doesn't, if someone came to you and says, I stole someone's money because I was unemployed, are you going to say, there's no case, you go home? You see?
No.
So when
The
you
law
see
has to take his course.
deep down, there are people who are poor, but they cannot steal. There are people who are unemployed, but they will not steal. Okay? But when you dig down, you see that most of these people, those people, you go to Luzira. I'm not saying everybody in Luzira is a criminal. Don't quote me bad. Okay? People are not criminals until when they are proven guilty by court. But we are saying you go to those people court has proven guilty of killing people, of stealing whatsoever. If you dig down into their backgrounds, you will discover that the behavior of these people from childhood has been like that. Okay? These are people, today, they are going to say, okay, you have served your 2 years, go back in society. That very night, he's going to steal and they are going to bring him back. Can you imagine after serving 2 years, that very night, a person is going to steal and you'll find him. You see, you man, but we raised you yesterday. What is happening? Say, my friend, I'm back. What is it? Again, theft. And you say, this one has been in the University of Understanding. Has he understood? Ladies and gentlemen, do you see that there's something behind there which the courts of law cannot solve? However much you say someone has stolen, and you are putting him behind bars for 2-3 years in what we call the University of Understanding. But if this person goes after 1 day or 2, he steals again, has the courts of law solved the problem? Yes, no.
No.
Solved.
So don't you see that there's something which we need to deal with? And that is now the human behavior. If we don't treat the human behavior and give it medicine, we are going to get more criminals. More criminals. We are going to build more Luziras, even Chitalia, and so on. The issue is we need to deal with the people's behavior. And when we deal with people's behavior, then we can find the medicine for criminals. Cybersecurity is all about discovering criminals. Okay? But sometimes some people say, in order for you to catch the thief, you must know the tricks of the thief, right? So you are going to say that in your course for cybersecurity, you are going to have a lot of course units. And these course units are going to help you to understand how the hackers do things. We are not going to teach you how to hack. One of the day students was asking me, sir, in this degree, shall we be able to hack? And I told him, my friend, prepare your road to Luzira. They will arrest you. Okay? Now let me again ask you a question. Stealing. If someone says they want to steal, can you qualify it to be good?
No, sir.
Stealing cannot be qualified to be good, right? So even hacking is, you just replace the word stealing with hacking. Okay? Whereas sometimes stealing can be good, although it remains bad. So for example, I can give an example. A mother has 7 children at home. She has no money whatsoever. And these children have spent like a week without eating. Like for example, now the case we have in Karamoja. A mother has 7 children at home. They have spent a week without eating and they have no hope that even tomorrow they will get food. Okay? But as she's walking, she sees a ripe banana in the garden, a garden which doesn't belong to her. And she doesn't think twice. She steals this banana and takes it to the children to eat. And then this woman is arrested for stealing a banana and is taken to court. And you are the judge. And this woman now, when she's taken to court, she comes and says, my lord, my children I've spent a week without eating. I have tried to beg everybody for something to give my children. Everybody says it does not have. As I was walking, I went begging, I failed to get anything. But in the evening, as I was walking back home helplessly, I saw the banana, and I didn't know the owner of the banana. So I decided to cut the banana, take it for my children to eat. I'm very sorry, but I did not intend to steal the banana. Forgive me. You are the judge. How are you going to look at this case? Yes, Nisima Doreen. Nisima
Thank you,
Doreen,
sir.
you're raising your hand, yes?
Yes, I'm saying
Hmm.
there is something that we forget. I
Hmm.
don't know whether if everyone that lacks food at home decides to steal, then what will happen to the society? So to me, the person should be really punished because that is something that would have been avoidable. One is the person, if I'm the judge, I would consider the person's age. She's not a minor. The kids would expect by the time she produces up to 7 kids, then at least the elder one should be around 16. And why would she even produce 6, 7 kids when she cannot take care of them? So it should not become a point of defense. And remember, in law, ignorance is never a defense. So she shouldn't give a reason as in, I have kids and I could not provide for them.
That's another one. Anyone else wants to say something?
Okay, sir.
Yes, please.
I personally, the old woman would be taken into accountability of her actions. One, despite the fact that she had the mind of saving the children, she used the wrong approach to solve the problem. So in other words, after knowing that she had seen some bananas on the way, there was another approach that she would have used. Manake her character and behavior, she would have looked for the owner and requested, having in mind that she was asking everyone and everyone was saying they didn't have. But now here she has seen, she would have gone and looked for the owner and asked if she had a good motive. But despite all that, she went and picked by her own. That was stealing, and it's a crime. It doesn't exonerate her from making that a crime. Therefore, she would stand and serve as punishment as a thief.
Good discussion. Raymond, you are the last one. Raymond, you are raising your hand. You are the last one on this.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, for me, I would say the woman is actually culpable of the crime. However, there are defenses for also crime. Like in this case, I look at it as compulsion being a defense for that crime. So, as a judge, I would probably handle it in a manner that I would not be so harsh on her, much as I would penalize her, but I would not be harsh on her as compared to somebody who didn't have children who are in need in that condition and then went ahead and stole. So mine would be the gravity, how I put into consideration that. Thank you so much, sir.
All right, thank you. Each one of you are here on this group can have an opinion on that, okay? But what we look down inside, the act of stealing itself is bad, okay? You may qualify it the way you want, but the act of stealing is bad. That is why this judge is going to tell this woman that, yes, I have heard your story and I sympathize with you, but I'm sending you to Luzira for 1 year. And people are going to say, you judge, are you not a parent? Are you not a mother? Yes, the judge would, but I don't know. So basically, these are things we are going to look at as we go ahead. As you go ahead, we shall see things like whereby you look, all of you have seen mad people, and you have said this is a mad person. But do you know that even a mad person is looking at you as a mad person? Okay? So as we go ahead, we are going to qualify, and we see on which grounds do you base to judge that that person is mad, that person has committed a crime, and so on. But to get there, those are the advanced stages of this course. To get there, The answer to all of this is what we call psychology. And that's what we say human behavior psychology. So look, psychology is a scientific study of behavior and mental process. There are two main things there we are going to look at: behavior and mental process. Behavior comes from the word to behave. You look back in your family there. Look back at your workplace there. Look back in your secondary school. Look back in the society in which you are. Look at the way people behave. Have you ever taken time to understand or to study why people are behaving the way they behave? As I was teaching the day class on Thursday, one student gave us an example. At their home, they have a brother, young brother, 12 years. They have rabbits. This guy just goes and gets one rabbit and holds it in front of other rabbits and cuts off its head. And people are wondering, why is this? And he finds pride in it. Even he loves cutting it. Not because he's going to eat it, but not just. And when I gave them this exercise to go and understand, so he went home and tried to understand why this boy is doing it. That because it was bothering him. And then he discovered that this boy, whenever the mother would get a TV remote away from him, that's when he would do such an act. And when he asked him, the boy said, I get so angry with mom. That's why I do it. Now, I told him, you be careful with this boy. Next time he's going to slaughter the mother herself who's taking the remote away from him, if that act is not arrested before. So that is why we are studying. We want to understand, why do people do things they do? Why does a person go ahead to do hacking? Why does a person go ahead to steal? Why does a person, even after 2 years in prison, in the University of Understanding, he goes back and steals again? Okay? That goes to what we call a mental process. Mental process. So you see that some things are taking place in our brains. Look at this lady in front of the judge. This lady is confessing, is saying, I have taken the whole day looking for what to eat. I have requested people to give me what to eat. But now as I was walking back home, I'm seeing a ripe banana. Now what comes inside the brains of this lady? She's contemplating, this banana is not mine. This banana is not mine. It belongs to someone. But I don't know that someone. But my children need to eat. You see, all of this is a mental process. My children need to eat. If I take this banana and they get me, they are going to catch me and take me to prison. But if I don't take it, my children are going to die of hunger. But this banana can save my children from dying. Then eventually she weighs and says, stealing this banana and I give it to my children and take me to prison would be better because my children will be alive. Even they can take, but in prison I can be there maybe for 1 year or a week and they release me. Even a judge can sympathize with me and he lets me go. This is a mental process. And what does the mental process tell the lady? Finally, the bigger side, the mental process says, you steal the banana and go. And she does it. So now for you are going to say this woman is a thief. Okay? The mental process has led her there. So we are saying psychology is the scientific study of behavior and mental processes. We want to look at these mental processes. You see that a person who rapes, you see, you can talk to those people who have raped those young girls. Please mute your mics, people. Okay? You can see those people who have raped. You are going to say most of those girls are either raped by relatives, they are raped by a neighbor, they are raped. Someone doesn't just come from blue and sees a girl home and rapes. No. This is a relative who's going to be watching this girl now and again. When the girl goes to bathe, then he peeps. The neighbor's girl goes to, he starts peeping. Then he starts saying, maybe this girl. Hi. When she goes to bathe, the man is outside thinking, what is happening? What is happening inside there? Now she has put off her clothes. I wonder what. Now she's bathing. Tomorrow, the mental process. Then eventually, the man starts coming home, bring some goods for the girl. Then eventually, the man says, now I think she's in love with me. Then at the end of the day, the man is raping. Mental process. What do your brains tell you? Okay? What do your brains tell you? If we don't qualify the mental process, that's when we are going to end becoming criminals. And then people are going to start saying you're a rapist. You have had people, they have arrested that they are thieves. And the mother comes crying, says, my child has never stolen. In our family, no one has ever stolen. I don't believe my son is not a thief. But beyond all doubts, whatever is case, it is proven the boy stole. And by stealing, you're a thief. And the mother is saying, we have never had a thief in our family. It is all mental process. So it seeks to understand and explain how individuals think, feel, and behave in various situations. It covers a wide range of topics from basic cognitive process to complex social interactions. I sent this handout in the group. I hope people have it. Now, whatever we are discussing, we are not the first people to ponder about it. Many people, it has bothered them in history. Okay? Many people have bothered them in history, and various groups have tried to understand why human beings behave the way they behave. What is taking place in the brains of the people? Okay, we shall see chapter 2, we shall look at how the brain works. So various people have to try to understand why people behave the way they behave. Okay? Not only people who commit crime, but there are some people who behave well. There are some people who behave good. You can go in the family and you find that one person, when his behavior is so good, but when other brothers and sisters are fighting, he's going to say, please don't fight. Please don't do like that, please. So people have tried, in history, people have tried to understand why these things are happening. And these ones, they have specialized and they are called psychologists. We have various psychologists. Some of you work with the police, work with the prison, work with the hospitals. You will see that you have various people who have specialized in various. For example, you may have drunkards. There's someone who has specialized in understanding why people overdrink, and you can help these people to overcome it. There's someone who has specialized in understanding why men rape women. And when a man is brought several times is a rapist, he can go and that person can help. There's someone who has specialized in people who are slaughtering other human beings as if they're slaughtering chicken. Then there's a psychiatrist who can help this person to recover. You know, there are so many people who have taken that area. Okay. Now, for us, in our case, we are here to specialize in cybersecurity. So we want to help those people who are committing crimes in cybersecurity. We want to help them understand that it is bad to commit crimes in cybersecurity. And we want to help them to overcome it such that we eradicate crimes committed by cybersecurity. And that's why we are studying human behavior psychology. But for us, our area here is to look at crimes which are committed under cybersecurity. But we cannot look at that unless we understand psychology in details, how it works. So we have a brief history and major perspectives. So when you look at that, all those are different schools I've told you, different people who have tried to understand how people behave. We have the structuralism, those ones they focus and analyze the basic elements. For them, those ones, they look at conscious. They say that people commit crimes from their conscious. That's for them, that's what they do. We have functionalism, emphasize. They think that people adapt. For example, you find a girl wearing miniskirts at a university, and for you, you may think it is bad, but for her, she is okay. But because she has adapted it from home, her mother is putting on miniskirt, her elder sisters are putting on miniskirts, her aunties are putting on miniskirts, the friends of her mothers come home dressed almost naked. So for her, it is okay. That is a normal way. And for you come from a Muslim family where people are putting on long dresses and so on, you say, hey, what is this one wearing? But the other one has adopted it. It is the order of the way. Okay? Then behaviorism. Some people are behaving because of that, how they have studied that behavior. Someone's father has become rich because of stealing people's land on the village and selling it. And the boys and the children also know that stealing land is okay. So that one has studied that behavior. He has observed it. You know, some of us parents, there are some behaviors we do at home and we don't know these young ones are copying. They will not tell you, but they are watching and they are copying. Every time People, you are in a court, they're telling you court. Now, when you come home, you tell your wife, the neighbor there was joking with me. He thought I would not take that land. How I know take it? I just went to the court. I just talked to the judge, and I gave the judge 20 million. And the judge, I turned the case around. You are talking. The children are pretending as if they are watching TV, but they are learning that stealing land is what? Is normal. And these are people who are going to grow up and start stealing people's land. And for them, when they steal, they will not have a chance to go to court. Instead, the neighbor will be tough, and the neighbor will just bring a panga and will cut off the head. And you'll be crying, my child has been stabbed for nothing. My child is innocent. The cause was you. The cause was you. You are the one who has killed your child. So some behaviors are observed. There's some people who made research on that, and they discovered that observed behavior can also become a behavior. Then cognitive, that is the mental process, which we have talked about already. Then we have the psychoanalysis, that is the unconscious. We have talked about the conscious, but then there are people who don't have conscious. There are some people, also there are some people you have looked at and say, now, for example, the first case which we said, that judge, someone can say, hey, that judge is unconscious. He doesn't have a conscious. If he had a conscious, he wouldn't have sent that woman to Luzira. You see? All right. Any questions so far? Anyone wants to add something? Yes, we continue. Now, we have unifying themes in psychology. We have the empiricisms, we have the skepticism, culturalism, and so on. Empiricism, that is knowledge. Knowledge is acquired through observation and evidence. Some behaviors, some of us, I have already told you, that child who learns that stealing land is okay. That is, he has evidence that his father used to steal land and he has grown old and he has become rich under stealing land. And that is evidence enough for him to know that stealing people's land, you can become rich. He doesn't need to go to university to learn that. He has learned it from university at home. Okay? So knowledge is acquired through observation and evidence. That is one school. Then skepticism. Skepticism, these people, for them, they say you must be skeptical about everything. It requires critical thinking and questioning. There's a philosopher who said you question until a point of doubting your own existence. You can also doubt yourself that you don't exist. You can even doubt your shadow to say that that is not my shadow. You see? But the more you doubt, the more you understand, the more you get facts. I can give you an example of a woman at home. You are seated at home, someone brings you Lugambo Lumamonging. He tells you, hey, you woman, you are here. Your husband is with another woman. They're in the bar, kissing themselves and so on. Then you just say, no, my dear, you are lying. My husband can't do that. I know my husband is very faithful. The more you doubt, the more this person is going to give you more. Even this person is going to become your Lugambo employee. He's going to make sure he goes to even to take pictures of this man to prove that what he's saying is true. You try that trick of doubting people. When they tell you this, you say, that one is not true. Be skeptical. Okay? Doubt. The more you doubt, that is why you see in courts of law, when you go there the first time, the judge does believe immediately. He says, okay, they have sent you to remand to Luzira, come back on this date. You come back well prepared. This time you have changed even. You come back, you say, now judge, he listens. He says, I'm not yet satisfied. First go back to Luzira. You come back. Now for us who are behind, we are saying this judge is delaying the process. Why does it? But he has to make sure. Those of you the Baganda here, there's a Luganda saying which says, Dr. Chivenga Totina Chicken Randusu. Someone who knows good English can translate. Which saying in English can help us there? Those of you who learn good English. Who can help us in good English for people to understand better? Tota Chivenga Totina Chicken Randusu. Okay. Then we have the cultural relativism, behavior, and mental process. Some of the things we learn them from our cultures. Some of us will behave the way we behave just because of the culture. There's nothing you can do. You find a girl kneeling down. And for her, that girl, yes, every time kneeling down. But that's a culture. That culture says you should greet while you're kneeling. And you're not going to blame a Muchiga lady when you're a Muganda man. You marry a Muchiga. Please unmute. The echo is disturbing.
Just say, you're taking this one. This is the one.
There's someone there who's not unmuting is disturbing us. Okay, so I was saying you are a Muganda man, you have married a Muchiga girl, and you are complaining this woman doesn't kneel down for me. That is not your culture. Why do you want to force her? You married her, no, she is a Muchiga, she doesn't kneel down. You marry a Muganda girl who will kneel down for you if you want people to kneel down for you. You see? So sometimes it is culture that forms our behavior. Okay? Then also we have levels of analysis, understanding behavior from the biological, psychological, and social perspectives. Okay? Then we have methods in psychological research. So as you see, whatever we are saying, let us try to understand people. There's no way you're not going to understand people by not doing research. So you have to do research in order for you to understand people. And when you're doing research, there are things that you have to keep into consideration. Okay? There are various methods of research. We have descriptive research, we have correlation research, experimental research. Now, this you have a course into research methods, they'll teach you these things. Okay? But sometimes you can do research by observing and describing the behavior without manipulating variables. I normally give an example of the parents at home. The parents at home, you are telling your children, even you have a bedroom for girls, you have a bedroom for boys, you are telling them that you boys, you should not enter the girls' bedroom, and you girls, you should not enter the boys' bedroom, that boys should not sleep in but these children are seeing every night, daddy and mommy, they go together in their bedroom to sleep. And daddy and mommy, they have one bed in that bedroom. So they are observing and they are asking themselves, these children are doing research, but you don't know. They will not tell you. They are doing research. What is daddy and mommy doing? After daddy and mommy, they are saying, it is bad for a boy and a girl to sleep in the same bed. But daddy is a boy, mommy is a girl. But every night for them, they're going under the same bed and they sleep. So these children are doing research by observing and they're describing themselves. Eventually, for you may think that these children don't know what is happening, but they know. They have done their research and they have observed. Correlation research, investigating the relationship between variables. What is the relationship between mind and behavior? These are two variables. Is there a relationship between someone's mind and someone's behaviors? Is there any relationship between someone's culture and someone's behavior? Is there any relationship between someone's religion and someone's culture, someone's behavior? So we look at a relationship between. Then experimental, we do experiments. Like in chemistry, we do experiments. All right. And so on and so forth. Then we go to the ethics of research. As we are doing research, we must be ethical. Remember, as we are beginning, I told you about hacking. I told you are going to teach you tricks of the thief in order to catch the thief. But we are not telling you to be the thief yourself. If we teach you tricks of the hackers, we are not telling you go and become the hacker yourself. There you are not becoming professional. For you, we are teaching you to become professionals, and that is why we have to be ethical. Ethical means to do the good and avoid the bad. So in research, researchers must ensure the well-being of participants. If you go to do research, make sure the people you are doing research on, you keep confidential of their information. If someone says I have HIV, don't go and tell people, hey, the other time I was interviewing the other officer, the man told me is HIV positive. And you girl, I saw you with that man. that man is HIV positive. No, you must be confidential. And I'm sure many of you here at your workplaces, you have signed those confidentiality consent forms that whatever I'm going to say at my workplace, it will be going to be confidential. So remember, as you are doing research, assure people that their things are going to be confidential. Sign consent forms. Don't just take people's photos anyhow. Ask them for permission to take photos and use them for, and tell them your photos are not going to be misused. They are going to be used for proper. If you're going to help someone psychologically, to help them, make sure you have that confidentiality in it. Okay? Sometimes you are going to work with institutions. Make sure you keep the privacy of the institutions. Okay? Make sure you keep the privacy of the institution. I'm a lecturer at Nkumba. There are some things I cannot say out, even if I know them. Okay? There are some things I can't say out. And even if I said them, even you will judge me and say, hey, Mr. Kauma, he wouldn't have said this. You see? I'm the head of department. I have instructed the students, and students have told me, but sir, this lecturer said this and this in class, but I think he wouldn't have said it to us students. You see? When you walk into an organization, an institution, you don't owe to say anything, anyhow, anywhere. Okay? Hope those things are clear. Okay, this one is repeating the schools of psychological schools. Then we have the mind and body debate. Mind and body debate. As I told you the example of the woman which we said, the body is hungry, it needs something to eat, but the mind is also saying, this banana, if you take it, you are stealing. Now that is a debate. The body is saying, you bring the banana, me, I need to eat, I'm hungry. Your children are also hungry like you. Bring the banana. But the mind is saying, stealing that banana is bad. They are going to take you to court. Okay? That is a mind and body debate. And then you see that you discover that the response to that mind and body debate either is going to lead you to do wrong or is going to lead you to avoid doing wrong. You discover most of the times the way you behave comes from that mind and body. Your body says that girl is good. If you have sex with her, you are going to enjoy, and so on. The body, even you are a man, you are already imagining her naked. So even you are looking at that house girl, your woman is not around, you are looking at that house girl, your body is saying, no, you can't sleep with her. But the mind is telling you that, man, that girl is too young. You shouldn't sleep with her. That is almost your daughter. That girl is the same age as your daughter. The mind is telling you. You see, there's a debate. The body is saying, no, you say, the man is also even tough, is saying, you go into the body. But the mind is saying, man, that is your daughter. That is even is not your wife. It's not even your, even it could be with the HIV. And you bring HIV to your wife. And you bring misery to your children. The mind is telling you. Now, are you going to obey the body or you are going to obey the mind? That is a mind and body debate. Then there's a theory of dualism. You can also go and read about it. Then we have what we call the free will versus determinism. You see? Now, in the other debate I've told you, you have that free will as a man to choose to follow your mind or to choose or to follow your body. Even God has given us that free will. So, if you wrongly follow your free will, you can commit crime. But if you take time and understand, then you can avoid committing crime. Yes, you are unemployed. Remember where we started? Someone told us that some people, they are unemployed. That's why they are stealing. Poverty, people are looking for money. That's why they are. But remember, there's free will. And I think that is why this judge is taking you to prison. You had the choice to say, even if I'm poor, I will not steal. Okay? You had the choice to say, even if I have no job, I will not steal. Okay? Free will. Then we have what we call determinism. The idea that the behavior is governed by internal or external factors. Sometimes we do the things we do, not because we want, but because we are willing to do it. I can give you an example. a scenario. You know where your father's land title is, and someone comes with a gun, he tells you, if you steal from me your father's land title, I will not kill you. But if you don't bring it, I will kill you. And if you ever tell your father, I will kill you. So you are going to judge. Your free will is telling you stealing your father's title is bad. And you also know it is bad. But again, this man is telling you, you're in a gunpoint. If you don't do it, I'm going to kill you. And if you tell your father, I'll also kill you. So what you do, you go inside the house, you steal the land title, you give it to the man. And then later on, your father discovers that you are the one who took the land title. But remember, when you tell your father the other man sent you, he's going to kill you. Now, do you see how your father is taking you prisoner to stole his land title? And your father is saying, I never knew my son is a thief. You see? You are determined to do something out of, because it is not free, but there's an external factor. And there are some people who commit crime just like that. And they're in Luzira. And you force them even to talk, but they will not talk. They are saying, if I talk, people have already told him, if you ever talk, remember you have your family. We know we know where your wife is. We know where your children is. We know if you talk, just know the whole of your family is finished. You see? And people are there, they are saying, people are saying, yes, I committed the crime. But deep down he knows there is someone who forced him to commit a crime. If he ever says, his family is finished. Okay? Determinism. So it removes absolute free will is removed from you. Okay? You don't have freedom. Okay. We have reductionism. That one also you can read about it. There are complex situations, but you go on weighing, removing one by one until when you decide, I say, let me do this. Reductionism. Okay. I want to call it the end of this lecture, but before we close it, I just want to hear from you people. I just want to get some feedback from you people from what you are learning from this lecture. You can just unmute and tell us something if you have something to say.
This is Wandera. I just have a question. From the time we defined the psychology as the scientific study of behavior and mental processes, but there are some areas where you find
the rest of you people
the
mute.
method.
Sorry?
My question is, and in some situations where you find some employees are using methods that are not so scientific, so are there some elements that would pick to refer to it as psychology?
I have not understood. They are using methods which are not scientific to do what?
To refer to them as methods of practicing psychology.
That's why you are in class. We don't want people to guess. Okay? That's why we are in class to study the methods which are used in psychology. Anyone can invent his own and says this is a psychological method. But who proved it that is a psychological method? You see, all of these ones which we are talking about, if you go on the internet and read about them, you are going to see researchers in history who have researched until when they have proved that, yes, this one, it is available. Now, for me, I can't just wake up from nowhere and I say, no, I must do a thorough research, and then until when it is proven and it is tested that it is working, then it is put in on record that, yes, this is a method. Okay? I don't know if I've answered you.
I think so. I've got it very right.
Yes, Raymond. I'm seeing your hand up. Oh, you forgot it.
Yes, sir. For me, I want to actually thank you so much for this lecture. Sir, you've really been so elaborate and very, very clear. At first, when I was joining in the Zoom meeting, I thought it was going to be a challenge, but sir, I want to really appreciate you on my own behalf. I think the coordinator might also appreciate you on the behalf of the class. However, I wanted to go back to that statement you mentioned in Uganda. You know, sometimes they say when something is said in a local language, it sinks deeper. I believe we have Baganda here. Let them help us and translate for us that saying so that we can understand it quite better. So that's my request, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, those who know proper English, help me. Actually, that saying comes. Do you see on the screen there's reductionism? Do you see reductionism? Can you see reductionism?
Yes, sir.
Now that saying comes
Yes, sir.
under reductionism. Now reductionism, when you look at it, it says we have complex problems, like you see in courts of law. In courts of law, some cases are so complex, like a case of terrorism, okay, a case of murder. Those cases are so complex. So a judge cannot just wake up one day and says, yes, I have convicted you because you murdered someone. Then he sentences you to death. Well, a judge cannot just wake up one day and say, yes, you're a terrorist. You know, a judge is going to take his time. His time. I think there are now cases you can see for terrorism which have taken years. So when we say, the other Uganda saying, a chive is an animal. An animal, which I don't know what they call in English, but it is, I think it's a fox. It is a fox, okay? And so this saying is saying, before you kill a fox, first make sure you have really understood where this fox has come from and what is the point. Because you might kill this one, yet there is another one there, okay? You make sure you understand exactly. I don't know if I'm being, that's why you see in courts of law, the judge makes sure he removes all doubts, such that when he says, yes, this person is a terrorist, everybody will say, yes, the judge is correct. And no one even is going to go to appeal. That is the theory of reductionism, which involves breaking down complex phenomena into simpler components for analysis. Okay? You analyze that's why the doctors, when you go to hospital, that's what they do. They go to the lab to check your blood. They do a full blood count to make sure they have ruled out all, instead of guessing. You see these clinics where you go to say, hey, you have malaria, I start treating malaria. Then tomorrow a person is dead. They say, we didn't know a person had cancer. We thought he had malaria. You see? That is what the saying is all about. It is about this theory of reductionism. If you understand reductionism, then you have understood the other Uganda saying. I don't know its equivalent in English, but I think that is the explanation I can give.
Thank you, sir. I think I get it now. Thank you.
Yes, anyone else? Doreen?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, you can go ahead. I saw Doreen also address the hand. You can go ahead, then Doreen, you can come after.
Okay, thank you so much, sir, for the lecture. We really appreciate. But I just want to inquire about the branches of psychology we are going to look at this semester. And now we have been blend it into ICT.
Okay, thank you for your question. I said psychology has so many branches, but we are saying for us, we are inventing our own branch. That is in terms of cybersecurity. We are using those branches which are already there. Okay. We are not inventing any new branch. We are using those branches which are there, skepticism and so on. So we are using those branches to understand for us in cybersecurity here, to understand why people commit crime. But because we are not doing psychology, there are people who do a degree in psychology. Those are the people now who are concerned about inventing those branches and so on. But for us here, we are trying to understand why people commit crime using the branches those people have already invented. That's why I am not going into details in those branches, because this is not a psychology class. For us, we are basically understanding that question, why? Why do people commit cyber crimes? Okay. As we said, is the best way to get a thief is to first understand why this person stole. That is why you see the police is telling you, don't use mob justice. You tell us to arrest this person, then when we arrest this person, we need to know why this person did it. Maybe he's not alone. You remember that rugby player whom people killed out of mob justice. If these people are taking this person to police, maybe police has all the tricks of finding out that this is not a criminal. You see? So for us, we are just using those branches. Am I clear?
Let me pass switch off.
Doreen, you had raised the hand.
Yes, thank you so much, sir. I wanted to give a simple interpretation to the Uganda saying he had given.
Yes, please.
Origin.
Sorry, I lost you. My network had gone off.
Has a simple interpretation as do not solve a challenge before finding out its origin and effects.
Do not do what?
Do not solve a challenge. Do not solve a challenge without
Okay,
knowing
don't.
its origin and its effects.
Yeah, actually, it's good you are the lady who has said it. Let me tell you, you ladies, don't pack your bags and go and divorce because they have told you your man as another woman. Take time to find out. Otherwise, by the time you reach at your mother's home, they tell you the person who gave you Rugambo is now the one who is in your home. This person wanted to take over your husband. You see? So we are saying dig down into the root cause to find out. Don't just be quick to jump onto a conclusion. All right. Any other? Can we call it a day?
Maybe it's about the attendance. How should we send our names on the chat box or?
Yeah. What you can do? What we can do? We can have that and attendance sheet, a physical one. Kampala students, are all of you at campus or you are not there?
I think
Kampala
we're at
students.
campus.
Home.
Not really.
Some are at home.
Some went home since now the lecture was online. Eh?
Yeah. Actually, normally what I do always, okay?
Yes.
Always what I do, I take screenshots of these lectures,
Yes.
and I give them to quality assurance. Even now, everybody who has been online, I have already captured your screenshot. But we can do some physical, because we need also that physical attendance sheet.
Yes.
So you can class coordinator, you can do that, and then your colleagues can sign it afterwards.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have
Thank you.
one more query.
So,
Yes,
my
please.
suggestion is why don't we?
We do not have your contact.
Chat box.
You don't have my contact?
Yes.
My
Your
contact
contact.
is 777.
Yes.
18
18
00
00
16.
16.
Yeah. This lecture, I'm going to upload it on my YouTube channel, Richard Kauma. By the evening, it will be there. In case someone missed, yeah, my YouTube channel, just go to YouTube, put there Richard Kauma. You will see most of my lectures are there. Even this one, I will put it there.
All right, sir.
Yeah, in case you miss a lecture, you always go to my YouTube channel and check.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. I wish you a nice evening.
Thank you.
Likewise.